Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Studio 2 Tourism at the Tide, Building Sustainable Coastal Economies. Our oceans and coastline are not just beautiful, they are powerful economic engines, cultural anchors, and ecological treasures. But as we know, the more attractive these places become, the more they risk being loved to death. Today, we will explore how to balance the promise and pitfall of coastal tourism, how to make it both sustainable and community-driven. We are joined by two exceptional speakers, Christina from BPI France, who work extensively on the blue economy and sustainable investment models. Fane, Chief Operation Officer at the Royal Ocean Institute, representing the Pacific perspective and deep community-based, traditional and stewardship. Thank you both of you being here. So let me start with a framing question for both of you. Many coastal areas, particularly in the Global South, remain underperforming as tourist destinations, despite the rich natural and cultural assets. So the question one is, from both of your experience with blue economy projects in Europe and beyond, what are the main barriers that hold these coastal areas back from realizing their tourism potential?
So I'm from the Kingdom of Tonga in the South Pacific, and we are an archipelago island country. So in fact, the whole nation is a coastal community because it doesn't take many steps to get to the coast each way. On that note, tourism is spread throughout the country, and there's a lot of options for it throughout. There are a few things holding Tonga back from being a more popular tourist destination, and one of the major things would be connectivity. That's in terms of flights. So to get to India, for example, I had to get here through Auckland, Singapore, Mumbai, and there are only 3 connecting countries to Tonga, which is New Zealand, Australia, and Fiji. It can be quite limiting on top of the fact that on Sundays, nothing operates. We have the Sunday law prohibiting anything from operating. So that includes flights. So there are less flights. We have 6 days a week. That's one of the major holdbacks of Tonga progressing further. And because of that, our airports can't receive very large airplanes. The runway is just not big enough. Tonga focuses a lot on our whale season. We have the humpback whales that come to Tonga and give birth. It's only 3 months out of the year. And for that, tourism really focuses on just those 3 months. And then outside of those 3 months, people are left to sort of figure it out themselves. I think as a country, we could look at the other things that are all year round. We have our natural beaches, we have bird watching, we have many things. The cultural side, our traditions, it can really attract people all year round. So instead of keeping it very niche just to that few months, we could really expand for the whole year. Yeah.
Indeed, it's very interesting what you see. I currently live in Madagascar, big state island in the Indian Ocean. We do also share this problematic of distance and connectivity. Because because of the instability of the country, there are not so many flights going there, and it's not so tourists are not that aware of all the biodiversity of this country. So I believe that still there is a big potential on this country, and I could reinforce the idea of training as well the people there, providing them more resources, more capacity building for entrepreneurs to create more awareness of this beautiful country. In my perspective, this is also key to create more economic opportunities for these state islands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, move to the next question. How can we ensure that tourism in the coastal areas are sustainable, and what role must local communities do to or play in managing tourism, and how can we manage the benefit of this coastal tourism to every stakeholders?
Yeah. It's sort of to me, I think it's a double-edged sword. You want more tourism, but with more of anything, there's a cost. It's such a fine line of balancing. So we have neighboring Polynesian countries that are doing very well with tourism. So places like Hawaii, Fiji, they're very, very popular. But having spoken to some of the people that live there, you can see that it doesn't sit well with everybody, especially locals. So tourism can hike prices, local prices, living prices. They can also introduce many ways that are very foreign to the country. In many ways, I'll speak in terms of Tonga. So we have a lot of tourism coming in from Western countries, and Tonga is a very modest country. This is our nature. But, introduction of new lifestyles, new ways of dressing, for example, starting to become more normal. Whether Tonga wants that or not, that's what's happening.
So does the benefits of a monetary return pass through those communities as well, or just only few entrepreneurs? What's happened in Tonga? Does it pass on to different stakeholders, different part of the societies, the benefit, the monetary returns?
Okay. Yes, I mean, it does trickle down to even more grassroots levels where, people who are making handicrafts, they have more to make for people to sell it to. Yeah, in that way, it is helpful. On that same note, when there's too many tourists, you find that the handicrafts, you're just trying to make as many as possible. The quality then becomes different from what is actually traditional. But probably this exists worldwide, I'm guessing. I can only speak from Tonga's perspective. What about
in many places, it's not local anymore, it's importing from China.
That's right.
There's a lot of souvenir.
This happens a lot. Yeah, that's very true.
Also as I represent a French organization, in my perspective, I would as well advocate to have more public and private partnerships. This is how it benefits the overseas regions in France. We strongly support entrepreneurs through different products related to conserving the environment. We of course consider that many of these overseas regions are also islands, so they also we focus on the decarbonization, on the energy transition of these islands. So there are products that are related to these topics, and I believe if that the stakeholders, just private and governments and agencies working together, they could support this entrepreneurship that it's required for societies to advance. And I could also mention that it's also important to what I learned thanks to this dialogue, is that we also need to consider this cultural aspect, the cultural inheritance. In my perspective, we should not forget these communities that they could also show their precious customs to other to tourism. This is something that we should not forget. I also learned through this conference that there are many initiatives related to training, to vocational training, not just research and education. That we that these populations, these indigenous populations, they could also benefit of. So I would wanted to contribute with this.
Yes, absolutely.
That's interesting, Christina. From your experience as working in investment agency, have you seen any or involved in any tourist investment projects, and how you can come up with the concept of like sustainability and passing the economic benefits to every stakeholder and so on? Does it work that way in your investment model?
So definitely, I personally I'm involved in one initiative from the financed by the European Commission that it's supporting blue economy, the blue economy industry. So it's not just including the energy or the big vessels. Corporations. It's also concentrating on the tourism and also the conservation of the maritime ecosystem. So what we see is that many entrepreneurs in Europe, they have ideas to facilitate this tourists, to make it to continue making it green, blue green. And I would say that this is also interesting for investors. Of course, some venture capital funds, they would be more interested in the scalability, the faster scalability. But there is a big group of business angels, investors that I noticed that they are gathering, they are investing together in ideas that they believe, because they are interested in the maritime ecosystem, because they
are
feel
more
attached.
sustainable.
So
Yes.
these people, they are the first ones to believe in these ideas from entrepreneurs. So we should not forget about them.
Oh, that's good. Back to Fanny. I'm sure you are looking to try to improve the tourism industry in Tonga. But for example, if we put in place the ecotourism, can tourists coming to Tonga afford that? And would that mean that you will have a new market and you can have less customer, and how you can manage that? Is it financial and environmental possible for Tonga?
That's a great question. At the moment, the best model for ecotourism that I know of, especially in the Pacific, is the Branda Resort in Tahiti. Or you might know it as French Polynesia, but in Tahiti. So they are completely sustainable just in their island. They focus a lot on science, giving back to not just the resort, but to the island itself. They operate this technology called SWAC, which is seawater air conditioning. So that means the whole resort has air conditioning, even the staff quarters. There's no mosquitoes at all on the island. It's a very high-end type of resort, but they are completely ecotourist sustainable. It's very expensive, but on that note, that's who they target. Can Tonga get to that? It is such a goal. It is really a goal. But I think, you have to get there in stages. So for us, we would have to take baby steps. We can have some level of sustainable ecotourism, but it would be on a more basic level, probably.
Like recycle things.
Yes.
Solar rooftop and so on. This
that
is a
type
simple
of thing.
step. Yes.
Simple steps. Yes,
Yes.
very simple. And it won't be completely sustainable yet, but it's a step towards it.
I see. And based on your perspective, Christina, do you think investment agency like your or European as investment aid organizations can help this kind of ecotourism happening in different coastal area in Global South, and how you see your role and your organization role in that?
Definitely. So as I mentioned, I personally work with many blue economy companies from Europe. They are aware that the ocean is very big. It's not just limited to European territories. They are really eager to work and support and to create partnerships with other global South organizations. I noticed that this is something that they consider everyone. They are not just limited to one specific continent or country. They want that their solution it's finally saving the planet in somehow.
Okay, so now we are in the final part. I leave it to you to give a final idea, final statement on this topic, tourism at the times, building sustainable coastal economies.
I would say in Tonga, it's on a very realistic level, on a ground level. Being sustainable is not the very first goal of business owners. You know, if your goal is to quickly make money, support your family, provide for them, really, you're not looking at sustainable first. That might be something that we can look at. Perhaps it's spreading the word, training, letting people know what are the advantages of being more eco-friendly and sustainable. But at a first glance, we're not quite there yet. But of course, it's a lovely goal to have. Yeah.
Thank you. Christina, you.
On my side, I would say I would advocate to have gatherings between all the stakeholders. These are including universities, research organizations, corporations, community leaders on the regions as well, to consider all their knowledge and pursuing this goal of sustainability, from my perspective.
Thank you, both of you, for very good insights into this topic. Thank you.
Thank you.